Flav and you're Chuck D tonight. Here we go.
That's right.
All
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Saturday night.
Yeah. Saturday night on the live.
Mm-hmm.
Boston 2% and Jamie Tall checking in. Look at this 2%ers stand up t shirt I got on. Pretty nifty, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
So what is going on tonight?
Man, I was preaching earlier on Tiki Talkie Live. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I did a message from the book of Jonah. Are you running from the calling God has put on your life?
Oh.
It's a message of
Didn't
repentance, Jamie.
didn't we all go through that? I feel like, right?
Yeah, God not only used Jonah to, he corrected Jonah, but he also made the guys on the ship believers, which, his purpose.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have to look at it. I haven't looked at it in a long time. Oh, we got Richie. Here's Richie.
Oh,
What's up,
Hey.
everybody?
what's up, Richie?
What's up?
Everybody, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good. I'm
Awesome.
trying to I'm trying to tag your profile in this.
Cool. I haven't mastered the camera angles yet. My thumbnail is not very flattering. I feel like my hairline went back about 5 feet. All
I've
right.
been looking for the thin angle on the camera, and I just can't seem to find it. I don't know.
I figured out how to take a selfie. I just need a drone.
Yeah.
You're silly.
I may be gaining weight,
Um,
either that or I'm growing foreskin. I'm not sure.
oh
Decided yet.
no.
Sorry. Oh,
Let's
demonetized. No. You
I
get
know, right?
demonetized if you're not vaping on a
Oh,
recovery
no,
vlog.
you're all right. You'll be all right. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
What okay, what is it at Stand Up for Recovery? I just want to
Yeah.
make sure
Are
that I
we
get this
live?
right.
Live? Are we?
Yes, we are. Yes,
What
sir.
up? All right. Hope my parents see this.
I, I should have some people coming to join. Okay.
You guys want to
There you
party?
Yeah.
All
go.
right.
And what is that you have there, sir?
Oh, funny you should ask. What I got here is 4 milligrams of the finest Narcan nasal spray, naloxone to be specific, or Pacific, as I used to say. This will reverse an overdose caused by anything these days, because fentanyl's in daggone near everything.
Wow.
And it's we're trying to actually get these in comedy venues and bars around Georgia. It's an initiative. We were inspired by Reboot Jackson with their Heroes Initiative, helping every responder offer effective services. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, you know, I was told to like keep my blinders on and stay in my lane. And we do comedy. So, comedy happens a lot of times in bars, and so do overdoses. So, yeah, we're just, we do pop-up shows. I do pop-up shows. Collectively, Stand Up for Recovery is looking to do more things like that. And we train the audience. During a show, during a set, in 2 minutes, everybody who's there can get trained on how to reverse an overdose. And I was encouraged by Georgia Overdose Prevention to kind of, do it in my way and, make it humorous. So kind of slide it in with the material. And then, so yeah, at our events, Georgia Overdose Prevention is there, and they've got naloxone. Um, and they've got various forms of naloxone and fentanyl test strips and resources. So yeah,
And all for free, right?
that is right. That is right. Yeah, they are.
Tell me you're using the slogan on the posters that says there's nothing funny about fentanyl.
Oh,
Yeah. That
oh,
one's for free, Richie. You can have that
okay.
for free.
I
All
want to do the comedy roast of fentanyl. I want
right.
to put that on a poster.
Yeah, right.
I just,
Do you guys have vending machines for fentanyl yet down there?
all right, did you rewind? You mean Narcan?
No, I mean, sorry.
I I've said that
Kids,
before, and it's like I put
grandpa's
my.
been up a little too long, I
We
think.
have an initiative to get fentanyl into comedy clubs around. Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah,
We don't.
good Lord. But did you guys have
We
the
keep.
Narcan vending machine?
Yeah, they popped up. I know they're at Gwinnett. Gwinnett's like they just got voted like best RCO in Gwinnett County. God, what is it? The name of it? I would love to give them a shout out, but they
Navigate.
just navigate. There we go.
Hmm.
Teamwork. Yeah, they have that map, and I believe there's numerous ones around Atlanta, so that's really exciting. And y'all just got one in Athens recently. I
I'm
believe.
not sure. I'm not sure where it is, but yeah, they've been. I mean, I know Brandy's been working. They're actually they just did a training to like train the police and like train the firemen and all that EMT drivers.
Nice.
So, hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah, like they had I came from Virginia, and there was crisis intervention team, so like police and EMTs would be like trained uh how to approach, not coming in like guns drawn and stuff like that. But I love that Georgia overdose prevention really encourages people, say somebody's unresponsive, don't say that somebody overdosed, because don't put the narc in Narcan. Um
Hmm.
but that's they're going to send people ready to help versus like looking for a gunfight or something.
Do they do
But
class stuff like that too to train people? And
they do, yeah, yeah, absolutely. And they've got a great volunteer team. I want to say they do some exciting stuff, and they're in their 10th year, and I believe, like within their first year, they got the bill passed, the Don't Run, Call 911 amnesty
Hmm.
bill,
oh,
which protects anybody from any kind of drugs if they were to make the call that someone overdosed, or was unresponsive, I should say. And see if I can't charge up my little light here. But it also protects the person doing making the call. I guess as long as you don't have like 50 bags in your pocket, like it protects a user.
Hmm.
Um, and so that's awesome. And I thought that was interesting that it's not just opiates. Any kind of narcotic. That
I
that
Hmm.
some that
300
protects them.
a day are being unalived by fentanyl. Isn't that unbelievable?
It's unreal. Yeah.
Whole comedy club could symbolize like everybody in here could be, in the United States per day.
Wow.
That is crazy to me, man. It's there's something really wrong with that.
Yeah. The hope piece, I believe, is like in 10 years, 10,000 people have been alived, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been, have been brought back. Um, so yeah, it's preventable. And I mean, there's a lot of good information they have. Um, and we want to try to do pop-up shows at bars and stuff. In addition to, I'll go in there if I do the training, in my set, I give it to the bar. And but we want to actually do stuff like a community buy-in type of thing where it's community can come out. There's Q&As with the comics in recovery. We can destigmatize a lot of about harm reduction, and also just to reduce. There's already enough to be scared about with fentanyl, but also not to add fuel to the fire with misinformation. Um, and just create that community dialogue, reduce stigma about talking about it. And so it's if anybody's out there that's interested, I know we've talked about bringing some stuff to Athens, which I'm super super excited about. I plan on coming down to Athens early next month to set up some meetings and stuff. Now, are you in Boston?
No, I'm in Washington State, man. I'm
Okay, excellent.
what's funny? When I was like 19, I wanted to be an undercover Boston narcotics agent. And at the last minute, I went to go to the military to bridge over into that, and I went to Vegas to be a stand-up comic instead.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and then I got into the drug game later, and it kind of all
Wow.
came.
It
Yeah,
all comes full spiral.
yeah. I the
Full.
cops got in the back. Yeah.
That's wild, dude. Well, man, we'd love to come out to Washington State. Like, I hear great recovery, great comedy. And I've got some. I'm sure we have some mutual friends out
There's
there.
an event out here on Labor Day called Hands Across the Bridge, Vancouver, Washington. I'm trying to get us involved in that right now. It's going to be like 4 to 5,000 people deep. Big recovery
Wow.
after anything. Yeah, man, come on out.
We'd love it. We'd love it. Absolutely. Yeah. My buddy, he Mindful in Recovery or Mindful Recovery. You know him? Connor is his last name. He wrote a book a
Mm.
couple years ago. I know him from Mobilized Recovery.
Mobilized recovery. Okay,
We were roommates in Las Vegas. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, where do you live? I live in Rango and Trop out there, man.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
representing Atlanta,
it,
Hotlanta
yeah,
right
cool.
now. Yeah. This is home for me. I
Yeah,
love it. And I'm definitely looking forward to like we definitely have some stuff in the mix for coming out to Athens. Shout out to Athens, and to let everybody know. So we have a huge event. I Yeah, I'm super excited. I think we've been. This is our ninth show. Stand Up for Recovery's done in 2.5 years, and I think we found like hopefully like the sweet spot. It's end of the month each month. So if anyone's celebrating any milestones, they can come and celebrate there as well. We'll give them a free T-shirt and a shout out. Any milestone before a year, whatever that looks like to you. We'll be able to hook you up at least some swag, if not a T-shirt.
cool.
But it's on the weekends. We're at a prominent comedy venue, the Atlanta Comedy Theater, which is where like Chappelle comes when he's in town, Louis C.K., naming some problematic people. But Kevin Hart, no one has
Yeah,
a problem. Well, anyway, um, besides Cat Williams, shout out to Cat Williams. Cat Williams is actually one of the first comics I met or like the first like celebrity sighting I had when I tried to move here in 2018. He was a nice guy. Apparently, he like gave all the comics on the lineup like $200 or had his assistant do that and be like, "Long live comedy" type of thing. But yeah.
Nice.
So way to derail whatever I was talking about.
I love Cat Williams.
He is a trip. Yeah.
He is the trip for sure.
But yeah. So
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
tomorrow, I was gonna say so tomorrow, right?
Yes. Yes.
Tomorrow, so excited! I'm gonna be there. So if you
Yeah.
are in the Atlanta area, somewhere close, like you need to come out and hang out. We're gonna be having a super fun time. I went to the one a couple weeks ago. I even brought my 19-year-old son and his best friend, and they had a blast. They thought it was amazing.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Yeah. I mean, we would really, you know, I think this may be the only sober comedy brunch in the country right now. Not that, I just think it's cool to be a part of that. I think I'd love to see more of those happening. But brunches seem to be like the hot ticket, and we want to try to create like fun recovery spaces that don't necessarily revolve around a bar. Even though we're in a comedy club and blah blah blah, but we it's kind of like a takeover, and they know we're coming. They fully support us. They're huge allies, and they have a whole nice mocktail menu. You can get coffee. If you got like less than 30 days, maybe come with your sponsor, or wait till we come to like wait till you got a little more time under your belt if that's triggering. But we can't say that it's hermetically sealed from any vices. um but yeah, we're going to be also doing a sober open mic series we're starting to work on for comedy. It's so neat to like just talk to people after meetings and stuff and hear them be like, "Oh, I got a friend that used to do comedy, man, he would love that, so he hasn't done it since he got sober, blah blah blah," or whatnot, or they've always wanted to try. And rather than go out to like a bar where comedy open mics usually take place, we'll just create our own scene and a place for people to just share their experience, strength, and jokes, like just tell a story, whatever. It doesn't even have to be about the funny. It's like, everyone, if we're familiar with meetings, people, we don't always laugh at the most appropriate things,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a sense of recognition, lets you know you're not alone. There's that connection laughter creates. There's a lot of cool therapeutic value of humor, and hopefully by being out in mainstream comedy clubs, we're helping reduce stigma around it. But if anybody would like to get on our mailing list, we have a link right at standupforrecovery.com, and that's stand up the number 4 recovery.com. And we like to send out like discount codes for upcoming shows. If there's a comic that you really want us to to get, let us know. Of course, like we're trying to get like Theo Vaughn and trying to get John Mulaney and Joe List and a lot of these heavy hitters. Mark Maron, Alonzo Bowden. There's a half a chance he might be able to come in August. He's got like 30 some years, and I met him at uh, the International AA convention
My buddy,
in 2016. Alonzo Bowden.
my buddy Dave up in New York. I just did the Dopey podcast. You familiar
You
with?
did.
Yeah, I did it, and he's
Oh,
friends
sick.
with Aaron, man. Dave. Yeah,
Yeah, Dave, man, he's pulling. He just had Moshe Kasher on, who's fantastic. He
yeah,
he got sober when he was like 15. He's got a wild story. He just came out with a great book called Subculture Vulture.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, and I think he's got Mike Lee, not Mike Lee. Shout out to my friend Mike Lee. But God, oh my God, it's so embarrassing.
It,
Uh,
yeah.
Lee is his last name, and I should know his first name. He's Korean.
Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee, thank you. Yeah, so Bobby Lee, and then like,
Margaret Joe just sent him a message the other day, and Dave posted the video. And
yeah,
yeah, Margaret watches the show. Like a lot of celebs watch the show, and
yeah, it's
yeah,
wild. I love. I've been trying to reach out to Margaret Cho.
yeah.
Um,
Dave's a good connection, man, to get in touch with those people for
he
sure.
actually put us in touch with a sponsor.
Yeah,
With shout out to Diamond Recovery,
wow,
and they have the Atlanta Detox Center. So he's like, yeah, you should reach out to them. They're in your area, and they're also in Florida, which is cool.
comedy
So
in recovery, man, because like when I did that show, like my story's so dark and twisted, and then like he puts a fun spin on the show, so it was really
yeah.
great. We got to learn to laugh in recovery, man. It's so therapeutic, and people really
Mm.
it, man. Because if you're not laughing, you're gonna cry. So it's great to laugh.
And they're both like actually pretty therapeutic. One just feels a lot better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Both like there's supposedly like it's a detox when you cry, like there's toxins that are released, and that it's like one or the other. And I feel like, yeah, like laughter is resilience,
Yeah.
It's
There's the
it's been a
both.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
survival tool, it's one of these. It's a great tool to have in your toolbox. I just saw a really cool quote. I don't know if I can pull it up. I probably can. I don't want to mess up the feed, but can you still hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. Um, but yeah, everybody knows like Rule 62 and, not a glum lot. Um, but yeah, no, I just saw something pop up on a screen at NABA that I thought was pretty rad. This was kind of synchronistic when I walked in and saw it. Of course, I might not be able to find it right now, but I used to have a website called 12 Step Stand Up, and I think I've kind of let it go, but I still have like a zip drive of it. But yeah, I used to love collecting. I still love collecting quotes from recovery literature that speaks to the importance of humor and laughter and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna. I won't.
Well, you missed it tonight. I was up at Rabbit Hole in
Oh, in
yes, for
Athens,
the
I heard about that party. It's
recovery. Yeah, it's
what?
a Recovery Warriors 1 year celebration. So
Oh,
it was
that's
amazing.
right.
And look, they had Haley Sherlock, right, from
Yeah.
Georgia Council. She's up there telling jokes.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Yes, it was hilarious. It was so good. But yeah, they had some really amazing singers and performers and musicians, and then Haley got up there telling jokes, and they gave
I
away a bunch
love
of
it.
prizes. They had food.
That's so cool.
It was a good scene, and great to see like all of our recovery family and community coming out and being able to come
Mm,
and like bring their kids and stuff. So it was a good time. They did a great job. I was
that's
really
so
proud of
cool.
them.
That is awesome.
You
Yeah.
got to work Jamie into the show somehow. Like that beautiful Steinway piano she's got back there. She's learning how to play Billy Joel's piano, man. Not many people know about it, but she's getting ready. She's getting ready to
I
take
am.
Well,
I have much
Jamie,
hidden talent.
Jamie's going to be on the red carpet, chatting
wow.
to people afterwards. If people want to like share, like maybe, what they thought of the show, what they, if, maybe a little bit, how like humor's helped them get through a tough time, help them in their recovery. Um, so yeah, we're excited to have Jamie there, and we'll step up our professionalism several notches.
Yeah. One,
Yeah, so you guys better come see me. Don't
Yes.
disappoint me. Make sure you're showing up. Show up. Support your family. Support your recovery family. Support good causes.
Yeah, and there's free parking at Norcross. It's on Jimmy Carter Boulevard. I'll show you the poster real quick.
Oh, but can we talk about the wings? For
Oh,
real?
are they are they
Their
proper?
wings. Their wings were incredible.
Yeah, nice, nice. This
Mm-hmm.
is Atlanta. I mean, you can't come with some BS. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
stakes are high. Um,
Yes.
and it's a cool theater. Like it's beautiful. Like it is like very high class. And so we're gonna have like the red carpet experience. I want to give a quick shout out to some of our community partners, if I can.
Sure.
Positive Impact Health Systems. Um, they serve a huge like they're the largest supporter of like the LGBTQIA plus community and the mental health, and they offer great recovery services as well. It's peer based. um, Diamond Recovery and Atlanta Detox Center, those guys are awesome and just super cool, and just we're like really excited to like to be able to help. And Ricky Davis with UE Entertainment News doing his thing all the time, and just such a sweet guy, and a great recovery warrior in himself. Um, yeah, and we have also we have. Well, I'm gonna cheat real quick. No,
Ricky was up there tonight.
yeah, Georgia Council for Recovery. Can't forget Georgia Council, man. They do it all, and they've just been so awesome. Like there's always been someone from the council at all of our shows, and they've probably been one of our biggest supporters by far. And they love to be able to support people having fun in recovery, which is what we're all about. And huge, like our like main sponsor, we got our first grant ever. From the P-Man Foundation. So
nice.
huge shout out to the P-Man
Nice.
Foundation for, it feels very validating that they saw us, saw what we're doing, and it supports their mission to help bring recovery friendly activities to our community. So yeah,
Rick,
definitely.
what,
And then
what time does
uh,
it kick off tomorrow?
it kicks off like 1 o'clock, doors open, so come chill fellowship, order some brunch, blah blah blah, but you could literally pull up at 2 and catch the whole show. Show usually runs about an hour and a half, and there'll be time to like chat with people at Georgia Overdose Prevention if you want to grab some Narcan. They'll actually be around beforehand too, kind of like chatting to people in line. Jamie will be around if people want to say what's up, do a little shout out on the camera. We'd love that. And yeah, so it starts at 2. I think that's going to be like the time slot we're going to try to stick with. But then we'll have a professional photographer there. If people want to get a picture at the step and repeat too. We'll post all those on social media, of course, if they want their picture taken.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we want to just make it as much of a like fun, celebration as possible.
Get
So
me a little flyer if you guys can tonight, because I'll throw it out on my TikTok platform. I look at my analytics. I reach a lot of people in the Atlanta area. So go ahead and
that's huge, man. I reach like nobody.
yeah,
I reach a bunch of people in Southeast Asia.
yeah.
Fuck with me. but um but yeah, no, what's your handle?
It's Boston 2%. It's
Okay. Oh, I think I probably follow you already, dude. I'm a dummy.
you
I,
already
that's awesome, man. Respect to you, dude. So you were what episode of Dopey are you on?
449, I believe it was.
449. So very
Or
recently.
yeah, it aired like last month. I was on my Instagram 2 days ago, and Eric Sermon, the rapper, liked
Yeah,
one of the reels from there. I'm like, come on, man. The green
that's
outfit,
awesome, dude.
one of the reels, crazy.
Uh,
It's
that
wild. He's
is so cool.
recovery,
Oh,
man. He came out on an interview, and it turned out Eric Sermon was addicted to pain pills, and he was addicted for 15 years, and nobody knew about it. Now he's in recovery, and he went public with it. So it's a
wow.
thing,
I
inspire.
wonder if his song "Just Like Music" has any like knowing that now. If you were to listen to some of his lyrics, if there wasn't like a low key cry for help kind of in there, or you know what I mean?
I listened to that today, man.
Yeah, that's such a good song, dude. That's one of the all-time best bangers.
You know the guy who plays the bass, like, and then the rappers rap over the bass. I forget his name, but he did a version with that song, and it was amazing, man.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's wild. Um, Man, I was gonna say something I forgot. We were talking about Dopey Podcast,
yeah.
Eric Sermon. Um, but bummer. I may have a concussion. I don't. I held my brain together for a long time, and then shout out to my nephew. I love him. He hit me in the head with a teddy bear with a voice box. Like, I need
Yeah.
to stop telling this
Oh
story.
no.
And anyway, so my brother, shout out to him. I love him to death. But and his wife, they're practicing the kind of parenting where you just kind of like let the kid do what he wants. It's like some positive reinforcement. So I was the only one disciplined because I was like, they're like language. I was like, oh my god. But anyway, I think they knocked something loose. But yeah, so I forgot what I was talking about, but it was gonna be awesome.
Look at
Oh,
that. You got people here from Australia, man.
dude, look at that.
Throw some shrimp on the barbie.
Look at Ja.
Right.
Yo, shout out to Australia. What up?
Hmm.
It's crazy, man. We reach all across the globe now. It's wild, man.
It's
Wild.
beautiful.
Yes. Crazy.
So I saw a guy tonight. He was really good. Michael Moss. Do you know him?
I
Mike
don't think so.
Moss.
It sounds kind of
Okay.
familiar, but
He did this. I think he works at Advantage. And he did this whole like freestyle about, so we need to get him for open mic.
That was good,
Um
baby. I saw the clip. That was real.
yes, he's so good. He did one on like 13th step in.
Yeah.
He did one on call your sponsor, like talking about
I
people who have a
saw.
problem with him.
oh my god,
He's
I
like, you
got
might
to check
DJ booth.
it.
He was hilarious. I was like, "Oh, this man is a trip. Why don't I know him?"
I
It's
just met.
crazy.
I just met. I did a couple open mics today, kind of shake off the rust. Because I was gonna mention. That's what I was gonna say. Is I'm actually gonna be celebrating 10 years tomorrow at the brunch. Um,
Wow.
yeah. Um,
Okay.
so thank you, man. But so I was at an open mic today, and someone like kind of ran after me as I was leaving. They're like, "Dude, I just want to say thank you. That was cool, whatever." And I thought I was like, "Oh, I appreciate that." And she's like, "Yeah, I have like 90 days." And no, like seriously, like that's awesome. And I was like, "Oh, wow, okay, dude, thank you." And she has like an improv background, and they do a kind of improv where they will get stories from the audience and then then do like sort of improvised comedy about that. And she's done it like at orphanages and stuff like that, and I'm thinking that's kind of really up our alley. Like it would be awesome to see at like one of our open mics, or if we can come to a treatment center and you know do some classes on, you know, improv, stand up, storytelling, speaking and stuff. That I think that's a great way to, to be able to see your story and, kind of be able to laugh at it that way. Almost like, Native Americans have a thing called well, they're like kind of sacred clowns, but, people are able to, they laugh at the clowns, but they're subconsciously laughing at themselves, like they sort of see themselves as in the mirror that they hold up, and then that creates like the space for healing. It's like sort of the beginning of a little bit of an egoic death, I guess. You need a little ego. Never
Yeah.
hurt anybody. A little pain never hurt anybody. But but no, I just thought that was super exciting. You're talking about like the guy freestyling. I would love to see that.
Hmm.
There's a place in Rome, Georgia. We're thinking about doing like our June show, or a satellite show, because they have an outdoor stage. And I've met, there's people you meet that sometimes people aren't, they just choose to be sober, um, and whatnot. But I think it would be cool to have more of a variety outdoor festival vibe to that. I'll definitely check that out. Shout out to Mike Moss.
Yes,
That's
I'll
right.
send you his I'll send you his reel after it's on my page. It was good. I was highly impressed. They did a really good job putting it on. So, I mean, and I think it's amazing like your organization recovery warriors, because I feel like we're targeting especially a younger audience, right? Not like us, like
Right.
old people don't need to have fun too, but I feel like, bringing in more like things for like young people, so to kind of like normalize, right? Like
Mm,
normalize being, not using substances, and having that be okay, and you can still have fun, and actually you can have more fun because you don't risk all these things, getting in
yeah.
trouble, and you know getting in getting your parents to bail you out of jail, all that kind of fun stuff.
Right.
Right.
You can have fun twice when you remember it the next day.
Yes.
Comedy taught us and it showed us like comedy, some of the most brilliant comedians. Like Kinnison he didn't die from addiction, but like Belushi, Chris Farley, like some of the funniest, most talented people on earth were deeply addicted. And it's so sad to see those people taken from us, man. So
Yeah.
comedy recovery for sure.
That's what's up, man. I was inspired by, like Shepard Fairey, who did the Andre the Giant Has a Posse
Yeah.
thing. Like he would put these stickers up, and he now, like, I guess runs like I forget what it's called, Obey Giant,
Right.
because I guess there was a copyright thing. But I've wanted to start doing stickers like that for your Belushis and
Right.
so on, Farleys, and yeah, the list goes on. Whether they died from the disease or clean, but just to kind of to
Hmm.
keep their memory strong.
Yeah. Give them their flowers, man. They were,
Exactly.
I idolized those guys when I was, growing up, man. It was, yeah. I watched all their stuff. Loved them.
Right. Yeah. I heard someone say, I don't know if it's accurate, but it sounds accurate, that like right now, this time we're living in, there's more sober comedians than there's ever been in history.
So
Um,
Wow.
becoming cool, man, in Hollywood, all over the place. Like you see
right.
celebrities getting sober, and that's the new message, dude. Fentanyl changed the game in the whole world. It's like you can't even experiment as a kid anymore. So what you guys are doing is so cool and so important, man.
Right on, man. Dude, I appreciate that. Yeah. So and we all something I'll add is to me it's important to include the mental health component of things. You know what I'm saying? So we always try to have at least one representative of the mental health recovery community on stage, just to kind of work on making that easier to talk about. So yeah, I'll tell you guys real quick about the lineup. So if you were at Stand Up for Recovery Comedy Fest, the second annual one, in September during National Recovery Month, we were part of the Mobilized Recovery Across Georgia tour, and that we were one of the official stops. Our headliner, Nemo Williams,
Oh,
absolute legend. He was on Comic View All Stars, Comedy Central, The Apollo, like the list kind of goes on and on and on. And he's coming up on a year in a little bit, and but we'll have him feature on that. But he's guest hosting since I'm having a little celebration.
he used to
Usually
with
I host.
didn't he?
I'm sorry.
Didn't he? I think he used to work a little bit with Weird Al Yankovic, Nemo Williams.
I don't know. He's worked kind of with. I mean, he anybody in like particularly like the urban comedy scene in Atlanta. He's
Okay.
definitely like rubbed shoulders with. I don't know if he, but who knows? He's been doing it like 30 years, but he's also
Yeah.
taken like a 10-year hiatus, partially because of recovery and some other things that he probably would talk about on stage. But he's like he's been make he come he's been the shows he's done have been our shows, and like so like any chance we can get to have him is like such a huge honor, and I'm grateful that we can create a platform where he feels like he can come out and do what he loves, and not feel like too vulnerable, being in a comedy club. But Oscar P from Mississippi, he's been on the World Series of Comedy. I met him a long time ago, and he roasted the heck out of me. That's it's another story. I met two people who were like Memphis funniest at different years, and I tagged them wrong, and I
Uh-oh.
let my guard down for everything. Moving along, Osunji, I just met her. Um, 15 years off crack. Man, she's got an awesome story. and she was so excited to hear about what we do, and she's like real passionate about, like, she wants to, like, help bring the show to like jails and like just really
Mm.
meet people where they're at, like get in the trenches and bring these jokes and hope. And so Kareem Chapman, he hates it when I say this, but he's Ti's cousin. That because it's like that doesn't identify him. um, but anyway, no, he's kind of a staple in the Atlanta comedy scene. He was on Heart of the City with Kevin Hart. My homie Malachi Black, he's my mentor. He's pulling up for a guest spot. This dude Ngazi. This is February, Black History Month, so we kind of altered our usual um, what do you call it, logo. And again, Anthony Oakes, he's very, very funny, and I'm just excited to see him headlining. I was in the DC area, and he's put me on some shows. We've done some sober shows in DC, and I'm just grateful, to be able to start bringing people into our amazing state, and want to keep it fresh. But again, I think like next month we might do an all local showcase because there's so many awesome people, and I hate that we can't just do like a 5 hour show every month, you know. Um,
Well, we
but
could.
we could, yeah. I don't know if the audience might get a little tired, but the comedians wouldn't mind. Comedy is a little addictive, I'm a but the come down is a lot better than crack. Um,
Yes.
you won't find me in the streets at 5 in the morning looking for an open mic. So
Uh-uh.
it's progress, not perfection. But yeah, it's yeah, that's the line. We definitely have some other heavy hitters in the mix. We may have a celebrity drop in. I can't say their name. I don't want to like people to like ask for a refund because fill in the blank didn't show up. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we've got I need to reminds me I need to follow up in the morning. But also this is like super exciting. We may have somebody doing stand up for the very first time who I see night in and night out at my favorite recovery clubhouse, and they're just never not funny. Like they have that gift, and um I'm just really excited to see her journey. And so fingers crossed she'll be able to make it. And but yeah, we want to be doing a sober open mic at the Door in Decatur. Hopefully we'll get something going monthly there. I'm thinking about the name Crosstalk. Is that a good name for a open mic?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
Open to
Very, that's fitting.
suggestions.
That's fitting. You guys got any suggestions? Put it in the chat.
Yeah. But yeah, if there's any RCOs, like we're really want to try to really, like you said, like the young people, the people like early in recovery, the newcomers and whatnot. Um, Most important, so we're hoping we've got a bunch of exciting things in the mix. In fact, like you were talking about, Recovery Warriors, I'll have a meeting with their executive director hopefully in about a week. So
Nice.
we'll have to grab a coffee, pop into town.
Yes. He'll probably make you do a workout.
Oh man, I may have to do a Zoom.
Make sure you come late in the afternoon.
Right. I'll come late, like when I first started going to meetings, so I didn't have to hear the alcohol is a drug. I say I would be celebrating
Right.
12 years if it wasn't for those pesky first 2 years where I was drunk. Uh,
It's progress, not perfection,
right,
right?
right.
Right. Yeah, and comedy was like so helpful for me. I can tell you when I was like
Mm.
in my addiction, I'm talking like crazy, like meth psychosis, like just terrified, like devastated that I couldn't be around my kids, and my family had like blacklisted me. I was addicted to this guy, the guy with the puppets. What's his name?
Oh my God, Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunn.
Yes.
When
Wow. Was
psychosis,
it the fact that
I used to see on the counter at Walmart in Corpus Christi, Texas. I am banned for life.
what did you do?
It's in the book, the Meth Bible. When I was in psychosis, I would get up on the counter. I thought I was in a movie, being produced by Jim Carrey. I'm like, Jim, if you're listening, I'm still waiting for my check, And stand up on the counter thinking I was performing for the cameras.
Oh my God, Jamie, was it the fact that he also talked to that inanimate objects were also talking to him?
It was just
Resonated.
fascinating to me. Yes, it just really like I just loved it. And then even in early recovery, I used to watch this girl. I think she's in New York now. And she's on social media, and her handle was rehab girlfriend, and she did the
I've seen her.
funniest
She's super
skits.
funny. Yeah,
Yes, I love her. Yes, she was like one of the first people to come on my show, and she just every day, like being in early recovery is so hard, and every day I would look so forward to her putting out a new video, like, oh,
that's
what's she
so
gonna
cool.
put out today, and it was just like
Yeah,
the highlight of my day. So it is so important. And then even after I told you Michael Jr., like my favorite Christian comedian. So I would love to see him too, if you can get him on
yeah.
your list.
We're working on, like, we're putting together an LGBTQIA show. We're working on to put together like a Christian comedy show. We're working on, like all wherever we can be of service. Thankfully, there's enough comics to make that happen. Um, but yeah, we were invited to be part of the Southern Harm Reduction Conference, like
Nice.
their entertainment last year, and I mean that was just such a cool learning experience. And I feel like our shows, we want to cast as wide a net as possible. It helps, being a peer and getting trained as a carer is to really expand my mind on, respecting what recovery looks like for other people. And certain things I was just kind of already like convinced, like, um, I can't get clean unless I want to. Like, for example, like someone really had to challenge me. They're like, when I got in recovery, like I didn't want to be like, and I was like, well, now that you put it that way, maybe I, I was a little
Mm-hmm.
reluctant myself, but yeah, just to, I think we have more in common than differences, and yeah, so, but we are able to do like very niche, nuanced shows, if it's alcoholics only, for example, or whatever, so, but this is like a dream come true for me, so I gotta like express mad gratitude. Like, comedy and recovery have gone hand in hand, and so pretty much all my material has come out of recovery, and I try to challenge myself and embrace anytime I can write a joke that doesn't have to do with it, but also I know that there's an audience that will appreciate it, and I'm not bothered if I don't step in another comedy club. Of course, come tomorrow, and I love being there. But if just performing for our people in a church basement is enough, more than enough for me. Like, I feel extremely lucky and blessed to be doing what I love and align what I feel like is my purpose with what I know is my passion.
Mm-hmm. And can we talk? Can you just give us like a little scenario of like, with tomorrow being your 10 years, you said, right? So what was it like 10 years ago today?
Slappy. Yeah. Well, it's funny because my date was on the February 9th, 2014, and I was actually doing my very first, um, I guess you could say, professional comedy gig. It was an unpaid guest spot. It was with a fairly felt well-known comedian who's had their ups and downs. Um, and I was like, maybe I can smoke pot again, and harm reduction, whatever, medical assisted treatment, whatever works for somebody else, not with this. The neural pathways in my, that have been plowed in my brain. Like, I just, anything psychoactive, just it triggers me right to you know to wigging out and stuff. So, but I was like, maybe I could smoke weed again. I got it. It was like a year ish, and I it wasn't that it was like this like sudden meltdown, but like it was like my higher power kind of just like, here's your sign. um I did the show. I didn't go through the manager. Um I was actually asked by this comedian who I'm friends with, people who used to tour with him, and so I didn't go through the manager. That was like strike one. It was a Saturday show, not like a Sunday or Thursday for a guest spot. which was like kind of strike two. And we're in the green room chilling. And I'm like, there's all these famous comics signed on the wall and stuff. And I'm like, I just performed. Does that mean I can like sign the wall? Like super manipulative. And they're like, yeah, sure. Who cares? Whatever. So I signed my name, right? Which nobody would have probably noticed, but I put my website underneath it. There was like no doubt. Um, and anyway, I got called out on that, and they just had to make an example of me. Like even under his breath, I'm slightly convinced that the manager was like, "We're cool," but like basically put me on blast. And the headliner, who was like smoking a cigarette, he's like, "Just move the no smoking sign over it. Problem solved." They're like, "He's one of your students. You did, I was on probation, felony charges for 2 years, and I couldn't drive. I couldn't, anything. But it's because I had a performing background. I was able to petition the judge to let me go to these writing classes, and so that was like that was huge for me to be able to just once a week. And I just kept taking this class again at this comedy club. But anyway, so basically, yeah, it was like getting blacklisted my first time. From blacklisted from the only comedy club within 3 hour radius the first time, I got to perform there. So that's what it looked like 10 years ago, for perspective. And now, I today, we did our show in September, and the owner, like halfway through the shows, he's like, I like what you're doing. Do you want to do a monthly show? So from getting
Nice.
blacklisted my first time on stage to being given a offered a monthly show um, on a weekend is, that's the difference.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I'm excited to celebrate with you tomorrow.
Yeah, likewise. I'm so glad you're gonna be able to come out and support, and to have you on board like means the world. So
Congratulations, man. 10 years is a big one. That's a decade, man. Congratulations. You're doing you're doing the thing, man.
thank you. I feel like I really kind of struggle with like imposter syndrome sometimes, and like inferiority complex. This is like old kind of behavior type of stuff, but like what do they say, like egomaniacs with inferiority complexes and some literature. But I feel like at 10, like I'm just kind of like able to kind of like sort of fully own it a bit more, and you just kind of like get the confidence kind of like finally kind of bubbled up enough like to kind of like support my art a bit more. And it's I'm grateful. I've been focusing on mental health a lot. Like that's been real important, and just trying to like not take relationships for granted with with my community, and friends and family and stuff like that. So it's I'm super grateful AF.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, good luck tomorrow, you guys. It's going to be a great event.
Yup. And people can get tickets at atlcomedytheater.com. You can also go to standup4recovery.com. There's a Eventbrite link. While supplies last, you can save about $5 on tickets through there. Tickets are only $12 before fees. And yeah, if you want to hop on our mailing list, we would so love to keep you in the loop. And you know, if let us know your, when you celebrate, how you celebrate, and we can like hopefully like send you a free T-shirt, or give you a shout out on stage, stuff like that. Or if you want us to come to your recovery community organization or halfway house or jail. Probably one of my best shows I've ever had was in Richmond jail. Shout out to the HARP program. That was very cool. But yeah, and look out for the sober open mics. If something you want to, we're going to need an audience too. But if you want to get up there and just have a laugh, and we want to create that space for y'all. Um, but yeah, dude, it's really good to connect with you, man. So you go
Yeah,
by Boston 2%?
I do. And, if the show goes to capacity tomorrow, Jamie has promised to play Tiny Dancer by Elton John on that piano. Going to bring.
You're safe, Jamie. You're safe, at least for a couple more months.
So if you're to play
Well, let's
the
get the word out.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Okay.
yeah, man, it's great to
Well,
connect with you too. Awesome, man. I hope to see you around a lot more often. For sure.
For sure, brother, man.
Yes.
Much respect to you, brother. It's
Yeah,
really good to meet you in person. It
absolutely.
feels like in person. You know, we're pretty close.
This is the person right here.
Yeah, right.
Yes. All right. Well, we're getting off here. You guys have a great Saturday night. Make sure you come check out Stand Up for Recovery. Come celebrate 10 years. Doors open at 1 p.m. Great show, great wings. And I will be there. And you can come take pictures and get on camera and stuff, and it'll be so fun. So make sure you come support your recovery community. That is your duty, and we will see you later.
Yeah.
So
The show's called Bottomless Laughs. All the fun, none of the hangover.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right.
hangovers suck.
I'll look for pictures. You guys have a good time tomorrow.
All right, brother. Thanks,
I'll
man.
see
All
you later.
Thank you,
right.
Jamie.
You're
Bye.
Jamie, you rock.
welcome. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Bye.
Awesome. Ciao.